Hey everybody, Woodrew here, back with the third video in this little series of videos I've been doing tonight. This last one again is going to be mostly focused on the current situation of my collection, where I'm at, where it's going, everything like that, and just kind of letting you guys know how everything's going. As of right now in this video, I am 14 away from completing the entire NFL Hall of Fame, which actually completing it, I don't expect to. Unless I run into either a lot of money or just turn into a very lucky person and just find stuff legitimately cheap. So just to let you know, the 14 that I'm missing, Charles Bidwell, which if I see one of those, I'm either going to have to be rich or very lucky. They almost never show up. Pat Bolin, not impossible to find, just a little tricky. Joe Carr, there's quite a few Joe Carrs out there. They are around like the $5,000 range, give or take, just depending on what it is. Guy Chamberlain, which there's one I'm talking to somebody about that's just barely four figures. I could probably get down just under 1,000. Len Ford, I had one, but I've tested it twice, came back unauthentic. I didn't spend way too much on it way back in the day, thankfully. But they're out there. Arnie Herber has come a lot rarer than when I bought before. Unfortunately, I had like 2 or 3 before, sold them both all off, and now I don't have one. Good luck finding one at the moment. Curly Lambeau, they're out there, just people spend buku bucks. John Madden, easy enough to find. I'm probably going to be getting one fairly soon to knock me down to 13, just depending on how things go. Tim Mart, really rare. Steve Owen, not particularly rare. Missed out on one not too long ago, but they pop up. Fritz Pollard, they're out there, just in collections, hard to find. I found out I missed out on one when I was in Columbus. Guy had one like a couple months beforehand. He sold for like $2,500. I'm like, it was in a book. I'm like, I would bought that without hesitation. I would have made a way to buy that. Hugh Shorty Wright going to be really tough. I believe he was a referee, so like autographs of him not going to show up very often. Duke Slater, another really rare autograph. Probably ones I may never come across. And last, but you'll see here in a minute, but Joe Stidehar is still technically on my list of the 14, but we'll talk about that here just shortly. So that's how many I have to go. If you find any of these or know anybody that has one that's looking to sell one, willing to deal, keep me in mind. So speaking of the Joe Stidehar, we'll start off with the stuff that was PSA submission. Came back questionable authenticity. I'm probably going to send it in again. I'm pretty sure it's real. I mean, it looks good. I don't know why they said no. Is what it is. But nice Joe Stidehar index card. So I have him, but getting it slabbed and authenticated, I don't have officially yet. So I'm waiting until that is officially authenticated before I check it off the list. So I know PSA will fail stuff that people have gotten in person and then pass it the next time. It happens. We'll see what happens with that. Still may try to pick one up if I can find one somewhere, but for now that's off to the side. So we'll start off the stuff that I sent into Panini or PSA that did come back real. You have all seen, if you've watched, the 1977 touchdown card set that I bought, the entire set that could be autographed, already authenticated by PSA, which my Tuffy Lehman's came back questionable authenticity. It's already JSA authenticated, so I consider that already off the list. But this one, I got the Benny Fryman that came back authentic, thankfully, because Lord knows I didn't want to try to find another one of him because he is not cheap. So got that. This one I bought off an auction. I don't know if I even want to buy a cut. I may buy a cut if I can find a clean one, but this was really nice. This is a 1950 Bowman signed by Doak Walker. Technically his first Bowman card, but not his rookie. I think his rookie was 47 Leaf, I want to say. But I mean, it's a nice clean autograph if you can see it there. It'll focus. Doesn't want to. But the autograph is really nice. I didn't get a grade, although the card is actually in pretty decent shape. It'd probably come back like a 3 or a 4. Maybe. Maybe a 2 because there's a crease in there. But a really nice looking card. Good eye candy. Nice clean autograph. So that came back legit. This one I bought off of Derek off of Blowout when he did the submission. So he already knew it was real, but sent in to get it slabbed. Ralph Wilson. So I may try to get something nicer down the road. We'll see. This one I bought the same guy that I got the Stidahar off of, so I mean the guy knows what he's doing. This came back real, obviously. Art McNally. So I was able to snag that for my collection. Autograph's pretty nice on there. Previous video I showed that, or one of the first or second video, I can't remember at this point already, and it just happened. But I bought this off of a guy while I was up at a show in Pittsburgh. There you go, got to slide down a little bit. I looked at it and knew it was real, but I just wanted to get it slabbed. Lamar Hunt, the Immortal Roll card, so got that. That one I'm going to try and sell or trade, something like that. And this one, again, from the same guy that I got the Stidahar, so I mean, it's not like I don't trust the guy. I know him well enough at this point. We've done enough business. And he's willing to trade me the one that he has, or we'll work something out, but I'm probably going to submit that one more time to go from there. So, but I picked up a George Allen index card from him as well. Got that authenticated. But wouldn't mind something a little cleaner, but at least to check out the name off the list. Got that. So a few more pickups here. This one I bought unauthenticated, but again, it's an autograph that's not really rare. Although there's not many on eBay. I haven't checked lately, but this was like the next to last one that was available when I bought it. And I took it to Columbus with, no, it wasn't close. It was Strongsville, JSA was set up at, and had them authenticate this, and something else you'll see here in this video. They screwed up. I told them to put the sticker on the back. It is what it is. And I'll probably still send this into PSA to get it slabbed, but Ed Sprinkle, Chicago Bears. Nice autograph there. I almost bought one when I was at the induction where he got inducted. He'd already passed away, and held off because I hadn't started the collection back up, and so I had to spring a little bit more for this than I wanted to, but authenticated now. I'm good to go. If I can find something a little nicer, maybe I will, but I mean, that's one of the nicer, older autographs, because he has two autographs, older and the newer, and this is one of the older ones, and they just look nicer if you compare his two autographs. This, I have a full check of this guy. I think I did it in a video already. Been wanting one of these. Finally picked one up. Unfortunately, the cancellation numbers are on the autograph, so may try to get a nicer one, but I was able to get one of these at Henry Jordan. I thought I really want to get one of the Leaf ones, something much smaller, much more manageable. But for now, I at least definitely have Henry Jordan checked off the list. And last one, this little like stuff that I've picked up before I get into the big story stuff that's over here. This one, I didn't want to pay as much as I did for this, and I didn't pay as much as I could have for some stuff. And I may get this made into a custom card because it's just a cut piece off of a check. It's been attached to an index card, so I got somebody that does custom cards. It'll have to be an index-sized card, unfortunately, because there's just no way to make that into actual card size. It just can't be done unless you cut. I don't want to cut the check up any more than I have to. But this one's already PSA authenticated. Nice piece. And I'd love to get what I used to have with a full letter on letterhead. But for now, I have a nice George Preston Marshall check cut. So again, that's slabbed onto an index card, and then the index card's like put into this little holder thing of whatever, because there's little pieces on the corners here holding the index card to it. So got George Preston Marshall. Wasn't expecting to pick him up too soon, but price was enough in that range where I could like talk myself into it. So now the big stuff here. There's three pieces here. One guy, really, I still don't think his autograph's worth as much as what they're selling for, and they may come down, they may go up, since he's already passed away before he made it. So I think I showed this off in a previous video and plan on getting it authenticated. You remember I had the Walt Kiesling back when I first started everything back up. It was in pencil, yada yada yada. So, and remember I was talking about the Steve O and the Steve O. No, I missed the auction on that because I was at a meeting. I was mad at myself, but this was on there that night, and thankfully I was able to win it at a price that I felt was more than reasonable. This is a nice little, just like out of like a little booklet of paper, a pad, signed by 3 past Steelers, and you know it has to be somewhere between the 1953 and 1955 season because one guy on here was only there for those 3 seasons, and the previous owner of this was a Packers season ticket holder, so I was able to pretty much track it down probably what game this was signed at. But the 3 more common names, well, not common, lesser names, and one of them is a Hall of Famer, Ernie Stautner, which the autograph's a little messed up, looks like a smudge or something like that. Lou Tepe and L.B. Nickel, which L.B. Nickel is considered to be one of the best tight ends for the Steelers of all time, which I hadn't heard that name before, so it shows how good I am at Steelers history. But then the big name on there was Walt Kiesling. So I was able to pick this up for around, I want to say like $600, something like that, $550, $600. Which, like I said, the other 3 are pretty easy to get. But Walt Kiesling is rare. So I took that up with the Ed Sprinkle when I went up to Strongsville, to JSA, and I had people tell me, yeah, there's no doubt that that's real. So I had them do the full letter of authenticity because that's the only way they'll do Walt Kiesling. And ta-da, this thing is fully authenticated. So, what did I do with the old Walt Kiesling? Well, I was talking to a fellow collector of NFL Hall of Fame autographs, and we were discussing. I said, I don't want to get rid of the old one until I know this one is legit. So as soon as I found out it was legit, we started talking turkey. And he made an offer that I really couldn't refuse. He ended up offering a little bit more and then cutting back on it, which I was okay with because I still feel like I came out a bit ahead on this. The one card that we were kind of like back and forth, and this guy, again, I feel like he's not worth as much as he's selling for, but I could be wrong. This has a full letter of authenticity, JSA, which is back behind me here. I'm not going to pull that out like I did with the Kiesling. But guy just made it in the Hall of Fame, but passed away not too long ago either. But this is on a card, so it's a really nice piece, and with the inscription Rattler. So Ken Riley Rattler. I have not seen too many with Rattler. Excuse me. Maybe the second one, if that I've seen Rattler. Usually it's like Ken Riley in 13, and that's about it. But yeah, so very nice piece there to have that already checked off the list. Wish I'd picked him up before he made the haul. Been a lot cheaper, but I made the trade. Now, but that's not all I got for the old Kiesling. I mean, yeah, this is worth probably, like at the current market, probably like $600 to $800, maybe a little less. Again, agree to disagree on the value. So we were cussing and discussing, and I said, I would really like this piece. And he said, we'll make it happen. So he's like, I'll negotiate with the guy to get the price on that I can pay on that. And he did, and we made the trade. Said directly because I had people willing to back me up. In fact, we both knew somebody, the same person, and he vouched for both of us. Said, just send to each other. He's like, I have no doubt that it'll work out. So we worked out the deal. And this is a check, full-size check, Washington, PA, close to where I work actually, which is kind of funny. And it's dated September 14th, 1950. Yeah, this is a guy that I pretty much had kind of assumed that I probably would never have in my collection. I still can't believe I do, actually. But I think he played with the old Canton Bulldogs, if I'm not mistaken. I'd have to double check on that. But made this out to Warner's Fine Candies because I had to look it up to see like the name of the company is no longer in business. But big old full-size check, a Wilbur Fats Henry, or Pete Henry as it says on there, but that is Wilbur Fats Henry. Yeah, these are not cheap by any stretch of the imagination. Yeah. So I finally have Wilbur Fats Henry off the checklist. And I'm sorry, Weaver's Fine Candies in Washington, Pennsylvania. I'm sorry, not Warner's. I don't know why I said Warner's. So, but yeah, finally have Wilbur Fats Henry. So I traded off the old Kiesling and got the Wilbur Fats Henry and the Ken Riley. So huge pickups for the collection there. That's how I got down to 14. If the Cider Heart comes back real, that's 13. If I can get Madden, I'm down to 12. After that, things get a little bit more sticky. Owen's not crazy. Herber, he's gone up. Ford's gone up. Guy isn't insane, but still pricey. But I'm getting to that point where I was before, where the cheapest guys are going to be 4 digits here very shortly. So once I knock off Stidehar and Madden, it's just uphill from there. And starting to try to predict who some of these future Hall of Famers are going to be. I mean, some guys it's pretty easy, like Julius Peppers. Okay, yeah, he's going to be a Hall of Famer. Everything like that. And, you know, but starting getting into the contributors, that's where it's going to get tricky. I know some Hall of Fame collectors are very iffy about that, and I can understand why. Yeah. So that is it for the story and the to let you know where the heck my collection's at right now. As of right now, I have nothing else coming in. Depending if the guy releases it, I might go after the Madden. Got something coming up in the near future that I might grab. Also have a few things out on check out my cards that I need to pay for, or just ship out. So I do have some stuff there, but otherwise I really don't have much coming in. Trying to sell off some of the stuff that I don't need anymore, like other extra Hall of Famers. Yeah, just not a lot coming in because it's getting down to that slim time again. And I don't open packs, except I did open a pack, and I could have showed that off in this, but that's a whole other story. So again, thank you everybody for watching. I know it's a pretty long video, 16 minutes already, but want to kind of let you guys know where the collection's at, some of the big stuff that I've gotten in since the last few videos, and again, watching out. Unfortunately, I will not be at the National this year, just couldn't afford it this year, plus the time and everything like that, although I'd love to go to Chicago. But I do 100% plan on being there at Cleveland next year, unless something pops up that changes my plans, but I don't see that happening. Just with the Freemasons, things get busy sometimes. So, but again, that's it for this video. Thanks to everybody watching, everybody who's watched the old videos, the new videos, everything like that. And hopefully I'll be back fairly soon. If I win something coming up in the near future, I'll set that aside to show off once I get a few more things in. So again, thanks for watching. Hope everybody has a good evening and take care.